Hi guys, I'm Lizzie.
And I'm Annie, and this is the Up and Up Podcast. All right. Hey guys, welcome back to the Up and Up Podcast. Thanks for tuning in. Woohoo. So, still trying to nail down a good intro, but we're getting there. It's all part of the process.
Yeah.
So, anyway, today's episode, we're just going to jump right into our topic, our subject matter. Essentially, I don't really know exactly what we're going to say. Like, we don't have, like, a script or anything, but we have a lot of ideas.
It's unscripted.
Yeah, we're just being really authentic and just being ourselves off the cuff. So, the idea is basically, I mean, we've grown up, we've been women our whole lives, and there's, throughout our lives, we've seen a lot of, like, movement in, like, Me Too and just, like, feminist movements in general. But I also feel like on TikTok as of recent, and probably just in TikTok in general, there's just been a lot of dialogue about, like, just, I guess, feminist or just, like, women
just, like,
struggles.
The double standards
Yeah.
that there are. Like, a lot of times on TikTok, it's just funny. Like, it's supposed to, like, make you laugh and be like, oh my gosh, I can't believe someone would think or say that. But so we've just felt like, haha, totally, this is, like, totally how we feel.
Right.
But, yeah, it's just, like, interesting to see. TikTok in general has just shown me a lot, like, people are able to put into, like, words what a feeling I think a lot of people have.
Right. Yeah, and it's very affirming.
Yeah.
And, like, great to see, and I'm so glad that there's people who are wise and bold and willing to say these things. Not that it's, like, super crazy things to say, but, I don't know, sometimes it's a hot take.
Yeah.
But basically, I just feel like I've been a little bit awakened in a way. Well, and the thing is, I was just saying this to Lizzie, like, in my head, I'm like, yeah, like, women have obviously traditionally throughout American history been sort of seen as less than a man, but we're like better now. Mm-hmm. Kind of, I mean, I don't want to, like, compare it to racism at all, but kind of like the whole, like, idea of, like, it's gone now.
Yeah.
And
well, like, we can vote, guys.
Yeah. We can vote, it's fine. Like, single moms are okay now. Like, so we're kind of, like, taking these small, like, they have been huge victories throughout history and just being like, yeah, it's fine. But there's actually just still a lot of, like rooted.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's just the culture.
Inequality,
like,
yeah.
It's just, you can't, like, undo how you have been, like, grown up to think,
Yeah, it's like, it's just stuff that I haven't even thought about a lot, even as a woman, but realizing, like, why is this the way that it is?
Yeah.
Then what?
Wait a second.
Like, literally, I have, like, a notes app on my phone of, like, some just, like, little things, and all of them I'm like, question mark? Like, wait, who decided this, and why are we still doing it?
Yeah.
So, do we want to start with the, like, hobbies TikTok, since that's kind of, like, what sort of got the ball rolling?
Oh my gosh. So I saw this TikTok, and maybe we'll, like, insert it, the audio or something.
Right.
Here, perhaps.
This might be the most sexist thing I'll ever say, because I don't really agree with it, but at the same time, like, when I start looking around, I'm like, you're right, but do girls have hobbies?
Whoa, man. Where did that come from?
No.
You just, like, literally just hit record.
I know. There's a select few, but it's rare.
For a girl to have a hobby.
Like a camaraderie hobby. Like us, we go to the skate park. There are the skater girls. The girls can do everything guys can do, and so forth. But they don't choose the hobby. That's not a common hobby in their culture or our culture. For what would you? Where am I? What's wrong? What's wrong?
I, like, slightly understand what you're asking.
Like, okay, you can say,
but, like, yes, girls have hobbies.
But it was pretty much just this TikTok, and it says it's two boys podcast.
Okay.
Not as good as ours.
Yeah.
And they're, like, talking, and the one guy goes, I'm just going to say something, and it's going to sound sexist, but...
Love starting off a statement with that. Boy.
Yeah, you know it's going to be good after that.
I'm going to love that.
But at the same... And I don't... this is what he said. He says, I don't think it's true, but, like, I look around and I'm like, yeah, for sure. And I'm like...
Well, so you think it's true.
You think it's
true.
So
you think it's true.
And then he goes, but... girls just, like, don't have hobbies. And he's like...
You're so right.
Boys, like, have culture. They have hobbies. Like, we like the skate park.
The skate park reference, I'm like, what?
But, like, it is so rare to find a girl with a hobby. Like... they just don't have hobbies. They don't have culture. They don't do things. They just are basic and they're all the same. It's pretty much what he was saying.
Yeah.
And that boys have hobbies and are different and interests.
So interesting.
And girls do not. And he was like being serious. And the other boy.
This is like a modern, this is like a boy our age.
Yes.
He's like a 20-something, like, just modern boy. And not some old man.
The other guy was like, ha ha ha, laughing. And he's like, man, like... that's a bold statement, but I agree. And I was like...
that's alarming.
What?
It's alarming. Well, yeah, that's the thing, too. Yeah, it's not some, like... it's not like some friend saying that and his friend's like, what are you saying, man?
Yeah.
The fact that they're just kind of general consensus, like, yeah, no, that's true.
Well, I also just hated that both of them were trying to act like, I mean, we don't think this is true.
Yeah.
I mean, we're not sexist.
Yeah.
And then they're like, completely come
sexist.
on. Like,
says completely sexist statement.
Yeah.
So that's alarming.
Yeah.
That people are saying that.
But it's just like, it is what we've experienced, and I think what a lot of girls experience is the feeling of like, you can't win.
Yeah.
Like, if you are interested in one thing, then you're basic. If you're interested in something else, then you're just trying to be cool. Then you're just trying to make people like you.
Yeah, trying to be different.
Like, it doesn't matter, like, what you try to, like, or not even try, like, what interests you actually have.
Yeah.
Like, there's some, like, stereotype about you, and it's not real, or you're just annoying, or, you know, and it's just weird, because... it's I can't like choose something to be interested in or be interested in it actually, and no matter what, someone has something to say about it.
Yeah.
It feels like.
So girls have hobbies, women have hobbies.
Yeah.
But every time we try to pursue them, we get some sort of negative feedback.
Yeah.
So it's like maybe they're not quite as vocal. It's easier for a man to be like, I do this. And everyone's like, yeah. Woo! Good job. And a woman's like, I like to do this. And then they're like, that's so basic. Or, you're just doing that for attention. Or, that's cute. Mm-hmm. Oh, that's cute.
Oh, that's cute.
That's cute. So, yeah. That TikTok specifically. And I saw a TikTok, like, around that same time that was like, stitch this, like, name something that girls can do that they don't get made fun of for. And everyone's like, nothing!
You can't
like,
think of
just
anything.
Can't, like, because somebody stitched it and was like, I could go on about this, but the main example she talked about was, like, sports culture. How, like, it is so normal and cool and, like, manly to love sports and have your team and be really into it. Make the brackets, bet money on it. Like, literally spend your whole day watching sports. And when women want to watch The Bachelor one night a week, it's like, ew. Oh my gosh, that show is so disgusting. I can't believe you guys watch that. It's ridiculous. Yeah. Women are just so dramatic. And I'm like, literally, you're crying when your sports team loses.
Reality TV.
Yeah.
Oh, you like think that's real?
Sports is reality TV. Sports is reality TV, people.
Oh my gosh.
We can just agree on that. But yeah. And specifically, I mean, we have like obviously seen it firsthand in many things, as most women have. But like with our podcast.
Yeah.
With literally our podcast, we feel like we've noticed since the beginning, like, why does it feel like a man, would do the exact same thing and get so much more support?
And people are like, wow, this podcast is so cool and awesome. This guy's trying to make this, like, this cool creative endeavor. Like, let's all support him. Right. Let's rally around him.
Yeah.
And then we work really hard for over a year. And we enjoy it. It's something we like to do. We're not complaining. Mm-hmm. And, like, we have, like, grown and we have, like, people who do support us. But, like, no one cares.
Yeah.
No one cares. No one is like, wow, these two girls are making a podcast talking about lifestyle things. That's so, so cool. Yeah. Like, people just are like, oh, you make a podcast? That's
right. Fun. Well, they automatically are like, that's cute. Or just a couple girls like, I'm not interested. Yeah. I don't care what they have to say.
Which it's like, valid. Okay to not be interested. But it's just interesting to see how it's so attractive or cool or whatever it is for a guy to, like, express himself. Yeah. Or, like, do something creative. Yeah. And it's like, wow, he's, like, really... Yeah. And, like, everyone cares. Yeah. Everyone cares. And I care. Like, I admit. Right. Like, I see a guy doing that, and I'm not consciously like, oh, a boy doing this thing, that's so cool. But like, subconsciously, I'm like, wow, that's so cool. I'm interested.
Well, we literally talked about that last week, how on our Valentine's Day episode, we're attracted to guys who express themselves creatively. Yeah. Like, it's obviously, okay, we're not saying we don't care either. Yeah. But, yeah. And so, specifically, I feel like, this is like a very specific example of my life. And I don't want to, like, this is not, like, with everything we're saying, most of it, like, I'd say most guys just don't even really, it's not like their fault. No. Like, we're not, like, blaming men current day,
and
like,
there
all
are
men.
Plenty of things that, like, standards for men that are super.
Yeah, exactly.
Warped and weird. Right. And it's not just, like, boys have it perfect, so and girls have all the hardships.
Right. No, but there's things that go both ways.
But it definitely just seems like, in our experience, that there are a lot of times where...
Yeah. Well, I'm just going to say it. So my brother just released a new song, and, like, so cool. He works so hard.
Great song.
Fun song. Deserves attention. But, like... people, and it's kind of hard to, it's like comparing apples and oranges. I know a podcast is way different than just a 3-minute song. And, like, he worked hard, and I'm not discounting anything he did, but it's just interesting to see, like, he makes a song and, like, gets 10,000 listens in, like, 2 weeks, and, like, people were sharing it to his story, or their story, you know, like, oh my gosh, new song, check it out. And, like, it's like that just has not been our experience with the podcast. and it's different. I realize, like, it's so much easier just to listen to a 3-minute song than it is to be like, these girls have all these episodes. Yeah. Like, it's different. But even just, like, there was, like, my parents' friends on Facebook commenting about his songs and, like, distant relatives, and I'm like, you don't even know that I have a podcast, even though I have fully shared it. Yeah. But it's because, like, it's easy to be like, oh, yeah, okay, that's and a podcast is a lot more daunting. And I also feel like the, like, older generation just aren't, they don't like listen to podcasts, I feel like, as much. So I'm not, like, blaming anyone, but it was just really an interesting, when he released the song, I was like, And it's not just him and us. Like, this is just things, this is the theme that happens. Like, a boy does something, because I was saying, like, to my parents, because they were like, you can't compare a podcast and a song. And I'm like, you're so right. You're right. But if Ty, or, like, a cool boy like that, released a podcast, it would just get more attention. Yeah. It just would.
It would.
And we've seen that in, like, other, like, small podcasts that we know that guys have created. People sharing it to their story and following it that, like, would for sure never share or follow us. Yeah. But we don't know why. Yeah. Like, people that we both know. literally know both of us.
Mutual people.
And it goes for, like, I think it's a lot easier for guys to support other guys.
Yes.
Like, they don't feel as insecure about being like, oh my gosh, this guy released a podcast, or he released a new song, or he's doing art, or whatever. Yeah. It's, like, easier for guys to still feel, like, secure in themselves and lift other guys up. And it's easier for women to support guys because there's no threat there.
Yeah. And because, like, guys aren't going to be like, about what they're sharing.
Right.
Because it's another guy.
Because it's a guy. But if a girl shares our podcast, it's just not, like, there's a little bit more of,
everyone's like, oh.
They'll either discount it. Yeah, discount it, or just be like, why?
Yeah, like,
and I think most people just don't think that. I mean, and I'm not saying people look at our podcast when people share it and say, like, ew, I can't believe they're sharing those girls.
But they're just not like,
they don't care.
Oh, let me check it out. Like, that's so cool.
Right.
I feel like for the most part. And that's, again, a, like,
generalization.
Assumption of people. Because I know that there are guys and girls who have supported our podcast. Or, like, even told us, like, that's really cool.
Yeah.
But I would say for the most part, that is the general consensus. But, it's just interesting because, with Ty's song, because I just know if I were to... I like to play guitar, and I have wrote songs before. And, I mean, I don't produce music. I don't work really hard on it, and I don't... You know, like, I'm not trying to career in music at all or anything. But, like, I know that if I were to, like, take one of my songs and be like, I'm gonna release this, and, like, work hard on it and put it out, like, I just know that people would be like, aw, cute. Yeah. A girl who likes to sing. Next. Like, seen that before. Right. Like, same as every other girl in the world who likes to sing. Yeah. Like, you have to be so impressive for people to, like, care at all. Yeah. And that's how I feel kind of with the podcast, is, like, until we, like, have a lot of listeners or a lot of followers, or, you know, unless we, like, show really impressive, like, look what we're doing, then, like, no one is gonna care. Yeah. Yeah. Right. I know. And it's just simply not fair. Yeah. But the thing is, like, these people, like, other guys who create podcasts, other guys who do songs, like, it's not their fault. Yeah. But it's just sort of like this deeply rooted... It's just, the more I think about it, the more I'm like, wow, the way that our country, I mean, specifically in America, but, like, I mean, there's still countries where women are not equal. But, like, just when I think about American history, I'm like, there's still ways that, like, old, traditional, like, misogynistic thoughts are sort of, like, they're still instilled in us in men and women. And it's just like the idea that, like, guys are the ones who are really ultimately choosing what is cool or what is, like, accepted, or just, like, you know, like, even with, like, something like boy bands or One Direction or Justin Bieber, or, like, singers like that who have mostly a female audience, mostly teens, you know, like, no one takes them seriously as a singer. Yeah. They're just like, oh, all the girls love them. Like, they do great, and they're successful, and they make a lot of money and have hits, but, like, they're not, like, an
serious
artist.
Musicians. Yeah, I mean,
like, they're just like, oh, they get all the girls. Yeah. You know?
They're just cute and teeny bopper.
And it's just like... Yeah. Unless they could pull a boy audience, then they would be a serious musician.
Exactly. Yeah. Ugh. And, like, just with the whole idea of... I mean, men just kind of, like, can assume this comfort of, like... So, I heard this, or read this, I don't remember where I saw this, but saying, like, when you just, like, walk down a city street, like, pre-pandemic, obviously, and there's just, like, people out and about, almost all of the women you see are, like, conventionally attractive. Like, they look okay. But, like, it's very common to just see, like, unattractive, like, disorderly men. You know what I mean?
I don't know where you're going, but
it's going. Just, like, guys can just go out and, like, they don't have to look nice. They don't have to, like, dress a certain way to be, like, accepted and, like, not discounted automatically. Women have to, like, start from a higher place if they're going to be taken seriously. So, like, just, like, an average city, if people are, like, going just to random places, like, women are automatically going to take the step of, like, needing to look a little bit nicer than just their, like, everyday look.
Yeah.
If they're going to be taken seriously. And I even think about that with professors. Like, there's so many male professors who just, like, not that they're ugly, but they just, like, they don't obviously care that much about, like, how they present themselves. I mean, and I think that's a choice that they've made. They've said, like, I'm a psychology professor and I'm going to wear my, like, ratty tee, disheveled hair, and it's cool, and I'm a cool professor. But, like, women professors have to, like, dress nice, and if you see, like, a more, like, whimsical looking woman who, like, doesn't shave or something, it's like, ew, you don't take care of yourself. So it's just, like, this automatic, like, step that women take to be taken seriously immediately. And it's just, like, because we have been trained to just think, like, like, I'm going to be judged on how I look. And men don't really have that first thought of, like, I mean, and obviously there's industries where, like,
a guy has to, like, present yourself well.
Like, looking at you, marketing majors. Wear your suit. But.
But, like, and I think that comes down to, like, I feel like guys would say to a girl who is thinking through, like, what do I look like? How am I presenting myself? All these things. Like, you're just overthinking it. Like, like, you know, because they don't have to have that experience of, like, how am I going to, like, present myself and make sure everyone accepts me, da-da-da-da-da. Like, they would say, like, you're overthinking it, but I think, like, we are overthinking because you're the one who's giving us approval. Like, you give yourself approval.
Right.
Like, you're like, I'm a guy, these are my interests, this is how I look, whatever. Girls are like, what do other girls think about me? What do other guys think about me? You know, like, all of this stuff. And because you're the one who will say things to us like, you don't have hobbies.
Right.
Or you're just emotional, or you're just overthinking, or, you know, like, whatever it is. That's why we're overthinking, is because everything we do, you have something to comment.
Right.
Like,
exactly.
We can't win.
Yeah. And that is almost exactly what I found in this book. So I'm reading Untamed by Glennon Doyle, which is a very popular book. And, I mean, she just talks about a lot of things in here. It's all about her life. But one chapter is about, like, the chapters are just really short, like, stories from her life. And one of them was about her son had friends over, and some boys, some girls, I think they're, like, in middle school, and she came down, you know, like, they were watching a movie or whatever, and she said, do you guys want a snack? And, like, let me just see. So she's like, she asked anybody hungry, and she said every single boy keeps his eyes on the TV and just says yes. Just, like, automatically says yes. But then she's like, the girls are silent at first. Their eyes divert from the television screen and scan the faces of the other girls. Each looks to a friend's face to discover if she herself is hungry. Some kind of telepathy is happening among them. They are polling, they are researching, they are gathering a consensus, permission, or denial. And then one spokesperson girl says, we're fine, thank you. And the last sentence in the chapter says, the boys looked inside themselves, the girls looked outside themselves. We forgot how to know when we learned how to please. This is why we live hungry. And, like, obviously that live hungry is a metaphor. Like, in the chapter she was talking about, well, the girls might be actually hungry for the snack in that situation, but just in general, like, women are just, like, okay with sort of, like, depriving ourselves because we care so much what people think because that's what we've been conditioned to do.
Yeah.
And to do otherwise, to go outside of that and just be like, no, I want to do this. Like, I want to be a broadcast journalist is like bold and can be taken poorly. And so instead of like doing that, we're like, oh, what do you think?
Yeah.
I guess I'll maybe just try, I don't know, maybe, sure. And then you just kind of are like hungry for more because women want things.
Yeah.
We do. But it's not normal for us
Yeah.
to just be as ambitious.
And then if you are ambitious or if you are, like, sure of what you want or, like, this is, like, I'm gonna be headstrong and, like, do what I want to do, then, like, you're seen as a bitch.
Yeah.
Or someone who, like, you know, like...
Yeah, they're like,
there's no...
That girl's bold, kind of, like, with a look on their face, like, guess she knows what she wants.
Yeah.
Sort of with an air of, like, condescending, almost like, okay, good for you. And from men and women react that way sometimes.
Yeah, well, that's the thing with all of this is that it's not even just men who are, like, enforcing the cycle of, like, caring so much what other people think and being insecure. It's, like, women do it to each other, too. And I'm, like, slow to support other women.
Yeah.
Like you said earlier, because you don't want the competition or you
That's
don't...
a threat.
You know,
it's like from a very primitive standpoint, like, it's a threat to us as a species of women who have been conditioned to think that, like, our role is please man, win man over, like, be accepted by man.
Yeah.
So, like, to support another woman is, like, is literally, like, a threat to, like, a systemic thing and what we believe is the point of our existence. And so, it's just crazy how, like, even though I am a girl who's like, I wish more people supported me, I am slow to support other women sometimes. And unaware... It's just deep-rooted. It's deep-rooted. It's not like I'm like, I hate that girl and I want what's worse for her.
No.
But it's just, I'm like, oh, that's cool. I mean, I do the things that I'm complaining about. So, you know, I tap through sometimes. But, and it's just like, just those things that I haven't even questioned all the time that are just deep-rooted in how our culture is. And, like, just little examples of just marriage. Like, we change our last names like the woman does. Why? Why? That's so, like, what? And it's just like women shave their bodies for why? Just
wear
like
makeup.
Yeah, wear makeup, like, just with the
Traditionally.
Yeah. But then that's the thing is, like, if you don't, then it's like, you're making a stand.
Yeah.
You're not shaving, you're wearing no makeup. Wow. I mean, the no makeup thing, I think, is a little bit more, like, people aren't like, whoa. But if you showed up to, like, a job interview with no makeup on...
It would be a statement.
I think people would notice. They'd be like, oh, yeah, that homely girl who interviewed, like...
the natural one.
Yeah.
Like...
Yeah. The girl with acne. They were all clear skin except for that one. No, I just wasn't wearing makeup, thank you. But... Yeah. Let me see what else I got on the old docket here. Oh, okay. This is sort of going along with the theme of, I feel like hobbies in general and just how it starts from a young age, just this idea. But, like, it's almost like women are sort of trained to sort of hate femininity because it can be seen as, like, dumb or, like, immature, childish, and, like, you throw like a girl or you do this like a girl, that whole stereotype. And also just, like, when you get older, like, this has obviously been changing, but, like, you don't see a lot of pink blazers in an office. Like, you don't see a lot of, like, feminine things in a traditionally, like, powerful space. And obviously there's been, like, women breaking those boundaries and being like, like, even in Congress and politics, like, for a long time, women had to, like, sort of embody a man.
Yeah.
Wearing a pantsuit.
Yeah.
Like, being stoic. And they'd be even more so, because then if they acted rash, then they'd be an emotional woman.
Yeah.
Whereas if a man acted rash, they're just passionate. And so, like, just little things like, we sort of have to, for a long time, they had to deny a little bit of who they are if they're, like, a woman who, like, enjoys being feminine.
Yeah.
There's obviously women who don't, and that's fine too, but, like, it's just, even for women who are like, I like being feminine, I like traditional feminine things, those aren't taken seriously. And so, like, I remember when I was younger, like, I loved Disney princesses, but, like, I remember around boys, I would always be like, oh yeah, I love Star Wars. Like, automatically from a young age, I was trying to, like, impress with my knowledge, because Star Wars seemed like it had more substance.
And no boy that age was trying to be like, yeah, I just love princesses.
Yeah.
Because I want the girls to like me.
Right. No, it's just like, we like what the boys like.
Yeah.
I'm talking about what the boys like because that's what everyone likes now.
Yeah.
And, like, what? Does, like, wearing black or, like, gray and, like, eating oatmeal make you more powerful or smart than somebody who, like, wears pink and glitter and likes Pop-Tarts or whatever? I don't know. But, like, I don't know. It's just crazy how we're just from a young age, like...
And, like, being, like you were saying, like, anything related to, like, being a girl is used as an insult. And, like, I saw this thing on Pinterest or something, or TikTok, but it was, like, saying how for girls, when they insult other girls, they say things like, you know, slut, or, like, bitch, or, like, you know, like, you just call them a girl.
Right.
Like, you know, but then when boys, like, insult other boys, they say, like, pussy, or, like,
right,
you know, like,
yeah, or, like, gay slangers,
like, they just, like, like, they just call them girl names.
Right.
And it's always, that's, like, the insult. It's never, like, well, you're just a boy.
Yeah.
Like,
you're just being such a man right now.
I guess maybe, like, dick. You would say,
dick.
like, you're a dick.
Yeah.
But even that is, like, not... I don't know.
I guess cocky. There's a few, but,
but, like, boys, when they say that to another boy...
Yeah.
I feel like that doesn't happen.
It doesn't hit as hard.
No.
Being called a dick as opposed to, like, if you called a guy a pussy.
Yeah.
Pardon our language. This is for the sake of example. And, like, that's reality.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's just, like, why is it
an
insult to be a girl?
Yeah.
Or to be girly.
Right.
Or, like, girl things. Like...
Yeah.
Why are we so stupid and dumb? Like, like, what's so dumb about us?
And, like, I put this on my notes app, but I was thinking about it. This goes along with it, but I was like, there's still a pay gap?
Like, question mark?
Like, I was like, what? And I saw this, I don't know where this man got this information, and I don't know who said it. This is not factual, but I saw a man who appeared to know what he was talking about, saying that at the rate we're going, the pay gap will be equal in 108 years. And I'm like, why? Why?
I just don't even get how that is measured or how it works. I honestly have no knowledge on that situation.
Yeah, that's the thing. I don't know a lot about economics.
Like,
but just from, like, a civilian standpoint, like, people telling me, like, there's a lot of jobs where men get paid more than women. I'm like, why? Why is that still happening? If they're doing the exact same thing, that makes absolutely no sense. And, it's just...
There's just so much that's interesting about it. There also, like, when we were watching the Super Bowl, I was thinking about how we're watching, like, strictly men play football. And, like, I mean, I think men and women playing football together probably wouldn't work. And there's just, like, body differences and weight differences. And, you know, like, it probably wouldn't work. But it's just, like, in America, we literally just watch strictly men football. Like, we don't watch girl football.
Right.
Like, it's not...
Well, in general, male sports.
Well, male sports, are the bigger deal. And, like...
Yeah. And, you know, I succumb to that.
Yeah.
I go to, like, the Iowa State football games. I don't go to any women's sports.
Yeah.
I never did.
And then, like, a dance team is all girls, or cheerleaders are all, I mean, not all girls, but.
Well, I'm sorry. At our school, and I'm sure most schools, like, basketball, which is, like, they're doing the exact same thing. There's men's and women's basketball. Okay. Men's, you have to pay. Women is free. Like, students can just go to women's games for free.
Because who cares?
Because, like, they just want...
who would
like,
ever
please
want to
come.
go?
We'll pay you. We'll pay you to come. Support the women. Come on, please. Can you just please?
They pay you.
And then, like, they're like, we'll have free hot dog night. Come on.
Free tuition.
Please come. But men, they're like, you have to pay.
And wait outside.
Packed.
And wait outside for hours.
If you want to sit in the student section, you have to sit in the freezing cold. But it's fine because we're supporting our players. Well, what about our women players? What about them?
Like, it's weird. It's weird.
It's weird. And I'm like, I was a campus tour guide, and I just always remember saying that. I'd be like, yeah, like, you can get into these sports for free. And I was kind of like, I can't believe it either. I can't believe it either, okay? But, yeah. It's just fascinating.
And again, it's not like, I don't know what to do about that. I don't know how to fix that.
Well, and I'm like, I don't think Iowa State is like,
it's
trying to be
supply and demand.
Right.
Like, no.
It's from an economy standpoint.
Yeah.
You're like, well,
a lot of people
wouldn't come to the women's games if we made them pay.
Yeah.
Which, that's an issue. But it's not Iowa State's, like, fault. Or any school that does that. Yeah, that's the thing is, like, it's just... Like, we just have kind of, like, accepted these norms.
Yeah. And, like I said, like, I don't know what the answer is. But it feels like, in a lot of these situations, the men hold the power of determining whether something is cool or not, whether something is acceptable or...
Yeah.
You know, whatever. And so, we need men who are like, that's... cool.
Yeah.
Or like let's accept everyone.
Yeah.
Everyone has hobbies. Everyone has interests and passions, and they're all cool, and we're all different and unique.
Right.
Like, because then maybe girls would be like, yes.
Right.
We agree with you because we always agree with you.
Right. Yeah.
So maybe men need to.
Yeah.
We need some good feminist
also,
men.
Like, gives them more power still.
That's true.
And that's
I don't know
like,
what the answer is.
No, I know. That's the thing is like, well, and I also was reading about like girls support girls things, and I'm like, I don't know if that's the answer. Is just to be like, we all like women all just support each other in everything we do. Because I was reading about like toxic positivity, and which is an interesting thing I'd never heard of, and talking about how like girls don't have to just support everything all girls do. They can have opinions still. Like, you should support other girls. Like, don't feel threatened.
Well, that's the thing, too, is...
You don't have to just be like, I love all women because I'm a woman.
Well, I feel like men are more comfortable disagreeing. And they're more comfortable being like, you're wrong. Or like, I think this way.
Right.
And so to be like... Girls just always agree with everyone and support them.
Right,
like,
Like, that's making us look... Yeah. That's kind of feeding into the stereotype of that we don't have opinions.
Yeah.
So, like... Yeah, like, we don't want... Like, it'd be great if there's some, like, feminist men. Yes, please.
Yeah.
That's wonderful. Because they do have, like, a little bit more power and a little bit more voice in our system as if we have it right now. But we also don't want to be like, come on, men, just... root for us and like give them all the power still, but it's also like not the answer to like just completely give up your opinions and just support everything everyone does,
because and you can't just not care what men think. Like in your mind you can be like, oh, I just don't care, and that's great, but like we were saying, like they decide what succeeds or like what, so you can just not care, but if you want to be successful or if you want to, like, get wide acceptance, then you, like, have to.
Right.
Which I think a lot of it also, like, we were, like, a solution to the problem, partially maybe, is, like, pop culture in general. Yeah. And, like, Because I feel like you could raise your kid super level-headed of, like, men and women are equals and are capable of the same things. But then, like, what they're hearing and seeing on TV or in songs or just in, like, pop culture will influence you.
Right.
You know, like,
sings a different
regardless
tune a
of
bit.
what you're taught.
Yeah.
You know? Because I was even just watching this morning, and I know this is kind of a hot topic on TikTok now and stuff, the, like, Free Britney documentary about Britney Spears and her whole thing, which it isn't necessarily only about, like, sexism or anything. But it's very interesting. You should watch it. It's by the New York Times.
Yeah.
Done very well. But it shows, like, a lot of how she got her start and, like, her first interviews and her first, like, time in this spotlight. And the, like, questions people will ask her are just absurd. And it's, like, you can't even believe it. And she has to just sit there. Like, ha, 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 ha.
Yeah.
Like, there were literally... Okay, first of all, she was, like, 8 or something the first time she had this, like, performance on TV or something. And this old man who is the, like, host comes over to her and is like, oh, do you have a boyfriend? And she's like, no. She's 8.
She's 8?
Or something, like, a young age. And he's like, oh, why not? And she's like, they're mean. And then he's like, well, what about me? And she's like, ha ha ha, I don't know. Like, just, like, laughing, like, uncomfortable. You know, like, ew. Ew. Don't say that. You're a little girl on TV. So, first of all, there's that situation. But then, when she's older and she's more of, like, you know, our age, just, like, her first interviews, people are just like, so are you a virgin?
Oh, my God.
Or, like, so, like, do you feel, like, you know, like, just, like, asking her these questions, and she has to just sit there and be like, because for her to blow up,
right,
or for her to be like, don't ask me that, then she's rude and she's emotional and
she's canceled.
Like, she's mean and like, so she has to just sit there and take these questions and be like,
even though they're absurd.
Like, why would you? What? Don't ask that. You know? Like, what the heck?
Well, and you were saying, like, just in general with Britney, it's like Britney's seen as... What is it you say? I don't remember.
Well, it was just... I saw a TikTok that was like, Britney is seen as this, like, crazy, you know, mental health issues, which, you know, there's nothing wrong with mental health issues. And, like, that's...
Well, but people are framing them in a negative way when they're talking about her.
A negative, like, you're crazy, you're out of your mind. And then someone like Kanye West, people are like, he's just a genius. He just thinks differently. Like,
different.
Like, it comes off bad sometimes, but, like, it's because his mind is on a different level. And it's like, wait. But,
it's just simply a double standard. And it's just, like, so hard because there's no just right answer.
Which, and to go along with the pop culture thing really fast, I do think guys get asked those similar kind of questions. You know, like, pop star boys get asked, like, who you're dating or, like, who are you sleeping with or, you know, whatever. But I feel like they have the option to be like, I'm not going to answer that.
Right.
Or
and it's not
don't ask me that. And it's like them just...
They're just being...
Standing their ground.
Themselves.
You know, they're just
being
like...
a strong man.
Like, they're just like, no. Like, don't say that. Where if a girl says that, it's like, whoa.
Yeah.
Didn't mean to press your buttons. Like, gosh.
Right.
Don't freak out on me, you crazy girl.
Yeah.
Like,
oh my gosh. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, there's like, there's times when, men do have, like, okay, I'm thinking of The Bachelor, when on Tayshia's season, like, some of the dates, the guys literally would, like, strip down to their underwear.
Yes. So there's, like...
And, like, that's not okay.
Yeah.
And so, like, it's not to say that, like, boys aren't... It's, like, because that's the toxic thing for men, is, like, assuming that all men are ripped and comfortable with their bodies. And so, yeah, they can wear their underwear for the state and they're fine. Mm-hmm. Like, that's not okay either. But, so there's, and that's what I think, like, a lot of feminists' theory is about, is, like, it's not just about, like, girls have it so hard, we need more, and men, it's so easy. It's like, why are there these weird standards in gender? Like,
it's just like, it all falls under the umbrella of, why do I have to be a certain way?
Right.
For you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
From all parties.
For society, too. Like, we are not all the same. Contrary to, we're not really strangers, but.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also, one more thing with the pop culture thing, but I've just always thought this, and I just, like, it might not be necessarily 100% true, but I just feel like, specifically within, like, the singing world, or, like, artist world, girls have to be so much more talented than a boy ever has to be to make it as a singer. Mm-hmm. Like, girls have to be able to, like, sing, dance, like, look hot.
Nice.
They have to, like, do these crazy belts and vocal runs and, like, have a giant range and reinvent themselves and, like, have a big show.
Yeah.
And then a boy who, like, looks normal just pulls out his guitar, a single guitar with no other, like, thing happening, just, like, strums a little, sings some, like, cheesy song he wrote.
Love song.
Just in, like, a normal voice. Yeah. Like, he sounds fine, but it's not,
I'm picturing
like,
Shawn Mendes
so
right now.
Impressive.
I'm picturing Shawn Mendes.
He has a good voice.
Yeah, but literally,
it's impressive.
Literally, he was on Vine and did 6-second songs, and now he's one of the most famous pop stars in the world.
But, like, he just,
and
like,
Lady Gaga had to wear meat to be famous. Like, that's
like,
what I'm saying.
Just, like, play their little diddle, and it's, like, #1 hit.
Right.
And girls are, like, trying so hard, and it's, like, I think of someone, I'm trying to think of, like, a good example of what I'm thinking.
Like, for a guy?
Yeah. Like, I want to say Ed Sheeran, but I think he's pretty talented.
Yeah.
But, like...
Well,
I just don't think they're... Like, men voices in general don't have to be as impressive.
Well, yeah, I mean, like, Ed Sheeran and Shawn Mendes, they both have really good voices, and, like, they are talented, and good for them. I'm glad they're famous. But, like, Ariana Grande is, like, she has an incredible voice.
Yes.
Incredible.
Like, out of this world.
They're probably getting paid the same.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's
I literally don't know actually, but like
that might not be true.
She could be getting paid more. Ariana Grande could be getting paid copious amounts more.
No idea.
Don't know. But in general, like, they're viewed the same. Like, it's like popular boy singer, popular girl singer, talent level not exactly equal.
Or, like, okay, and I love One Direction. Niall Horan.
Yeah.
Like, can he sing? Yes.
Yeah.
Does he love to write music? And he's good at guitar? And, like, he has... Is he musical? Mm-hmm. Yes. And he totally deserves... The, like, platform. What he has. Mm-hmm. He's worked really hard for many years.
Yeah.
He's a great
Niall
artist. But is his singing voice just so extremely out of this world amazing that he, like, deserves a spotlight?
Right. Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
But is he cute and has One Direction behind him?
Yeah.
And, you know, like...
And the girls who lifted him to where he is.
Yes, exactly.
So...
Exactly. Oh my gosh, that's why... Okay. I have real beef with Zayn Malik because... And I think he's a great singer. I think he's a great artist. And I don't, like, think it's a bad thing that he left One Direction if he didn't want to be in One Direction anymore. What I hate... What I hate is that on their 10-year anniversary,
yes,
he didn't even post one thing about, like, One Direction anything. And you know what? You would not be... Is he married or engaged? I don't know.
Fathering
the child of Gigi Hadid.
Yeah.
living the life you live with millions of dollars.
Lux posh.
Like, invited to big events. You won't have a platform for your music. You wouldn't have... Like, no one would listen to you.
No.
No one would know who you are. You would not have any of the people in your life that are in your life. You wouldn't have the money you have. Like, he, like, bought a house for his mom. Like, he, you know, like, you wouldn't get to do those things if millions of teenage girls didn't buy your CDs, pay for
go to your concerts,
overly expensive tickets at your concerts, buy your merch, support you, tweet about you,
make
share your
pages, like invest a lot of emotion and energy all the time.
Have nothing.
Have nothing.
Will people learn that their actions have consequences? You have nothing.
Yeah. Well,
so like, correct. And you can't put out an Instagram post or a tweet that just says, Thanks,
bruv. Thanks, bruv.
Like, it doesn't have to be sentimental. Just like, the last 10 years have been crazy. Thankful for the people who have supported me.
Yeah.
Nothing?
Yeah.
Nothing.
Cancel Zayn Malik. Just kidding. Just kidding. But well, yeah,
I get that it is hard to be a celebrity. I get that there's a lot of hurt there probably, and it was a weird situation for him. But also, you're welcome. Have your entire life to thank to me.
Yeah.
Me personally.
Yeah. So. But it's true, though. I mean, teen girls really do be...
lifting up the men.
Lifting up those men.
Lifting up. And it's...
on our backs.
Literally. And that's the thing, too, is that girls, support women, pop stars, like Ariana Grande or something, has a big woman fan base, obviously. But there is nothing like teen girls supporting a hot man singer. There is nothing compares to that, to the fan pages, the Twitter accounts, the loyalty, the love that is just poured out onto them.
Like literally our whole lives.
There's nothing like that, and boys would never do that.
Right.
For a women singer, it is specifically the teen girl and the heartthrob man. Like, nothing compares.
Well, no, and it's like, we look at the teen girls and you laugh and you say, like, you silly little girls, we're giving this man millions of dollars! Like, don't just discount our loyalty. We're making a career for someone that you also like.
Yeah. Also, I've seen this, and if this is, how things end up rolling out, I will just be disturbed. But I've seen, people say, when the Beatles were big, they had only a teen girl audience, and everyone just thought they were stupid and annoying, and then, fast forward years and years and years later, and they're, the cool vintage band, that boys listen to. They're like, yeah, I'm into the Beatles.
Yeah.
What if 20 years from now, teen boys are like, yeah, I'm into One Direction.
Oh my gosh. They don't even picture that.
They were happening. Really big back in the day. They were really, really cool artists.
Vinyl. I have One Direction on vinyl. And all the girls are obsessed with these boys that like One Direction. And then if the girls like One Direction,
they're winning from it again. They're milking.
Yeah. And if the girls in the future, girls now who like the Beatles, it's you're just basic.
Yeah,
you're just trying to be
indie.
Oh my gosh. Now I'm feeling heated. This is a little bit different, but just with boys trying to be indie, girls trying to be indie. A boy can wear dirty old jeans and a white tee, throw on old Vans and a beanie, and girls are like, oh my gosh, he is so cool. He has such good style. He's so hot. And then a girl puts on a really fire outfit, and they're either basic or
trying too hard,
or if it's scandalous,
weird,
they're slut.
Yeah, or too out there.
Yeah.
Well, okay, I saw another thing about this. When Visco girls were big, boys would just say, "Oh, that's just basic."
Yeah.
And now it's bigger to be more eccentric with your outfits, bright colors are like really out there, and like, people are like,
fun makeup.
That's too unique. That's too weird.
What do you want? What do you want?
Basic or unique? Basic or unique?
Literally.
Which one do you want?
We're literally giving you everything.
We're
coming at you from all angles. I'm putting on every hat I possibly can. I'm developing every personality trait that I think that you want. And I still can't win.
And then a boy, meanwhile the boy saying this is wearing Nike tennis shoes with his boot-cut jeans and his Iowa State t-shirt.
Yeah. Yeah.
Had enough of it. Anyways.
Yeah.
If you're a girl out there.
Yeah. Hey, girlies.
You're seen, you're heard, you're cool, you have hobbies, you have interests.
Yeah. Do whatever you want. Do whatever you want.
Do whatever you want to do.
And if girls don't support you, that's fine. If boys don't support you, that's fine. You support you.
Look inward.
Yeah.
Instead of outward.
What do you want?
Inward
what are you? Are you hungry? Are you hungry? What do you crave? Seriously.
Yeah. But
look inward.
We don't have the answers, but this is just what's been on our mind recently, and just feeling very like the world we live in is very warped and weird and not always totally fair.
Yep. Which, you know, I'm gonna say it. That's life.
That's life.
So changes, I hope, will be made, but also just gotta do your thing.
Yeah. Do your thing,
girl. Women. Yeah, the whole dichotomy.
Oh my gosh.
Calling,
sorry,
like old. Well, I was just gonna say, like, it's so normal to like call like a older woman a girl, but you don't call like older men like a boy. I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyway.
That's so true. That's so true. When I worked at a summer camp for 2 summers, we had Women Wednesday. And this will be posted on Wednesday. Women Wednesday. We do the W. Women Wednesday. Women Wednesday.
Women Wednesday.
It's Women Wednesday.
How about
today's your day?
Women World.
Women World Wednesday.
World Women
Wonderful
Domination.
women.
Wonderful women world. Women were once reckoned.
Once with a W.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wreck the world.
Wreck the world, women. Yeah. Wonderful.
Wednesday.
Winter.
Winnie the Pooh.
Okay, we gotta stop.
Yeah. But
anyways, I don't really know what the point of this podcast was to make you feel, so I don't really know how to wrap this up.
Well, I just hope that people feel like at least seen. You know, like, okay, these things are happening. You're like, you are not alone if you're feeling like unequal. B, not to say like I want to spread awareness, but like let's get these minds rolling here. Like,
Maybe let's think about
this.
Maybe it made you think about how you treat other women.
This is simply food for thought.
Men, how you treat each other.
So this is for men, women, and everything in between.
Yeah.
So whatever you got from this, love that. We're glad. But subscribe to us on YouTube.
Not at, but just the Up and Up Pod.
Also,
podcast.
With that, use the ampersand instead of the end.
Oh.
It makes a difference. I mean, you just can't find us if you use the word and. So up, ampersand, up podcast. That's what we should start calling ourselves. We'll do the up, ampersand, up. But then on Instagram, we're up and up.
Yeah.
The word and. So.
Up and Up Podcast. Follow us. Like this video if you're on YouTube. Give us a good review on Apple Podcasts.
Maybe this is what you get from this. Support us.
Support us because we are women.
We're women. And we're doing a good thing that we're proud of and it's good.
Yeah.
Maybe your first exercise can be supporting the Up and Up podcast.
Yeah.
So that's my challenge to you.
Okay. I want this episode to be under an hour, so we're going to cut right now. But Thanks for listening, and we'll catch you on the up and up. Bye.